Let me tell you a secret. Let's start with the positive. Stop looking at me like that. Hi, my name is Marina and welcome to my channel. I'm a creative, I'm an illustrator, I'm a dreamer, and this year I want to make all of my imaginary projects come to life. I was listening to this podcast. The podcast is called Books Unbound. It's the only podcast that I listen to. Ariel was talking about a book, like a book recommendation. It's called The Bullet Swallower. And the idea sparked in my head like immediately. Why don't I design book covers just by their descriptions or title? So I'm going to listen to like 3 videos from my favorite booktubers, and I'm going to design the book covers according to their description. After I design the book covers, I'm going to read the books and we're going to react to it and like see if I like got it right or I didn't get it right. Or our first book is the book that started everything. So, The Bullet Swallower. It's a magical family saga. It's about cowboys, it's about border politics, it's a Western, and it's about 2 characters. It's said Mexican and American. So yeah. I just finished The Bullet Swallower and I loved it. It's such a good read. I really enjoyed, oh my god, what are you doing? It was such a good read. It was so fun and full of lovable characters, and it's a Western and you follow like a story that is in Mexico but also in America, and then you have these border crossings. We're following a family. We're following different generations of men, but there are 2 main storylines, main plot lines. I really liked it. Characters are so well written. Everything is so well written. So I really like the folk magic in it. It reminds me of 100 Years of Solitude. The themes in it are love, family, found family in a way, friendship, character development. You can really see character development in it. I really enjoyed the growth of the characters in the book. I'm gonna give it an overall 4.5 stars. I didn't like the ending, but that's all. Everything else was perfect. Now that we read the book, let's compare my cover to the story. Let's start with the positive. My cover did a very good job with the colors. The colors are vivid and beautiful, and the story is vivid and beautiful, so it's a perfect match. But overall, the illustrations are too cartoony, too cute in a way, like too perfect. They don't have this experience in them. They don't have roughness in them. And the story is rough. The story is gritty. The story has experience. It goes through years and years of experience. And then the cover doesn't. So yeah, it's missing that part. My cover is not bad. It could be used for this book, but the original cover is much better. I would give my cover an overall 4-star rating. I really enjoyed this book. Second book, let me tell you a secret. Books and Lala inspired I think a couple of years, 2 years ago. Books and Lala made like a video where she predicted book covers before they're released. Oh, after she did it, I wanted to do that so bad. It was so fun to me. She inspired this video as well. And to give her a proper thanks, we're going to design one of the books she mentioned in her latest videos. She mentioned Stargirl. Honestly, I don't remember anything. And let's make this challenge more interesting, and let's not even look into it. And let's just go from the title, I just read Stargirl and I loved it. Stargirl is a book for people from 12 years and higher. To me, honestly, it is for everyone, for all ages. It's beautiful. It talks about themes that anyone would understand and connect with. In this story, we are following the main character whose name is Leo. He goes to a high school that is a smaller high school. And everybody in that high school tries to be normal, tries to be average, doesn't want to stick out. So the whole atmosphere is like silent coolness. And everybody is trying to be average. And then after the summer break, a new student comes. Her name is Stargirl. And she is completely different than anyone they ever seen. Everybody starts talking about her. Everybody starts noticing her. She starts singing to people. She knows people's birthdays. There are many things that she does that are so unusual to everybody. And she gains a lot of attention by it because things that she does are public things. In this story, the main themes are love, true friendship, bonds, uniqueness, self-discovery. There's a lot of poetic sentences about life, about living, about popularity. It's about the ups and downs of popularity. It's about your relationship with what people think of you and how you react to it, how you deal with it. It's a beautiful story. When I read it, it made me feel very emotional. But now, when some time has passed, it is so heartwarming, this story. It's so beautiful. I think a lot of people will connect to it. I think if you're dealing with an issue with self-perception, and if you compare yourself to what other people think, it's a very good book for you to read. For me, it's a 5-star read. And now let's compare my cover with the real Stargirl cover. The real Stargirl cover is 5 out of 5 stars. It's a brilliant design. It's wonderful. Mine kind of missed the point, but in a way, because the character doesn't have any specific features, she could be Stargirl in a way, because she kind of matches the age. And I could see Stargirl in one of her outfits being this character. And it's somehow magical as Stargirl is. So I could see it as a poster, as a painting of her. So as taking Stargirl as a character, as an inspiration, and then painting a portrait of her in a way. She would love it. I think she would love it. So yeah, my cover design, I give it 3 stars because I think Stargirl would love it, but I would never put it on the cover of the book. The original one is the perfect cover of the book. And for the third one, I got inspiration from Emmy. If on a Winter's Night a Traveler is a book that has 2 readers. So it's a book about 10 novels. And we have 2 readers inside of the story. And each novel is not finished. We have this scene like it's a winter's night and we have a railway station and we have smoke coming, going through the letters, like standing on the letters, whatever. It's so poetic. It's so visually like inspirational. Let's get started with the book illustrations. After I read Stargirl, I also read If on a Winter's Night a Traveler. Couldn't wait to finish it, honestly. That book is just not for me. With this book, either you love it or you just don't get it. And for me, it was the second one. I just didn't get it. The story follows 2 main themes, 2 main plot lines. The first plot line of the book is following a character that he buys a book, starts reading it, and then finds out that it's not finished. It has an issue. So he goes on a mission to find this book, the rest of the book. And in this process of finding the book, he meets the second character, Ludmila, and then they join up together to find the rest of the book. But it takes them on an adventure of reading more than one book. They read 10 books, all unfinished. On this adventure, we have love, we have book conspiracies, book frauds, book publishing agencies, the relationship between agents and books. We have an imaginary country where the political situation is very bad. That's what we follow in the first narrative of the book. And it's not like the book is not divided into two sections. So we are following this first narrative, then he finds the book and we start reading what's written inside of the book. So it's a little bit of the first narrative and a little bit of the second narrative. The second narratives are the books that they read, and they're very different from each other. We follow a detective, we follow interpersonal relationships, we follow I think it's a little bit of a thriller. We follow a lot of different styles of writing, and some of the themes are interesting in the books, and some of the themes are, to me, were not that interesting. The main idea of the book, in my opinion, is that the writer wanted to write a book about our relationship with books, with writing, with buying books, with going to libraries, with book publishers, with writers with their books, what writers think of readers with their books. It went very deep into these subjects. It felt like somebody was spiraling in their thoughts and writing it all onto paper. And it just, in the end, felt absurd, because that's what most of the time your thoughts lead you to, like absurdness, if you go into too deeply of a meditation of it. The books, in my opinion, that they read had little to nothing to do with the story. I just didn't get it. I just didn't get why these themes were picked for these books. And I didn't like the books. I would give this book 2 out of 5 stars, because it was not my cup of tea. And now that I read it, the original cover versus mine, I mean, it's a very abstract book. It's a book that could be represented in many ways. I think the original cover is a nice, beautiful way of representing it. It doesn't really paint a picture of exactly what's in the book, but maybe that's even what the author would appreciate, because the book is deep and kind of meta and wants you to go into these deep thoughts as well, as the writer did. I think mine is also abstract, but kind of it represents a little bit more what's going to happen. It's like a mysterious character that is a narrator, that you have like this fog, which is also kind of mysterious. And we have lots of books in the background falling. So you know that there's something to do with books in the book just by looking at the cover. My illustration for this book cover is 4 out of 5 stars. I would have given it a 5-star rating if it was a little bit more abstract. And now that we read all of the books and reviewed all of the covers, I can give my final opinion of this, let's say, challenge. My final opinion is, please, if you're designing a book cover, if you're illustrating a book cover, if you do anything that is connected with the book, that is representing it visually, read the book. Read it. Think about it. A lot of people who read books would really appreciate them being portrayed in a correct way, in a way that is connected to the story. So yeah, it's very important, if you want to illustrate something or design something, to have a deeper knowledge of it. It makes a lot of difference. I had a lot of fun in this challenge, and I hope I see you in my next video. Bye.